Hello, welcome to Holy Nerd. I am your host Nathaniel, and today I thought we'd talk about D&D, specifically the powerful characters that people can play. Let's get into it. So, powerful characters. What am I talking about? I'm talking specifically today about overpowered characters. It's very easy to make an overpowered character, especially if you look at the bonuses and things that you can get from each race and class and things of that nature. Now, all these things can be circumvented by simply using table rules of like this thing's not allowed and that's not allowed. But of course, I'm not anti-fun. I think everybody should enjoy what they're doing and how they're playing. And I mean, a game where you play heroes that can just cut through the enemy lines like it's no problem, that's a fun game too. I suppose it's all personal preference, but for me, when I look at characters and they're level 3 characters and capable of taking on creatures and things that, according to the Monster Manual, is a challenge rating significantly higher, I find that to be kind of broken. In my opinion, although I am one of those DMs that prefer like a more realistic game, there's actually consequences to actions. But for me personally, I think that a game where even level, let's say, 10 characters should be threatened slightly by goblins and such, and not able to just mop the floor with them and say, pathetic, no trouble here. It kind of lends itself to, and again, it's all play preference style and things like that. Some people love the idea of having Avenger type characters that are just wiping out the masses of terrible evil foes and things like that. Me personally though, I like my characters to be challenged in their battles, and when the battle's over, one of the great things is hearing your player say that it was difficult but it was so rewarding. You see, when characters, even from an early level, get strong enough that they can just take out enemies no problem, superhero style really, it makes every fight drag on and almost seem boring in a way. Whereas when you challenge players and the combat is thrilling, it tends to make for memories that they will remember for the games. And also, they'll treat battles more strategically, as well as maybe even try to avoid fights and try to go with diplomacy, intimidation, persuasion, whatever it might be. Unfortunately, a lot of players like to just find like the loot and the treasure and the magical artifacts and things like that. Magical artifacts that will enhance their abilities and make them even more powerful than they already were. That's where homebrewing becomes a really nice tool, being able to basically take, for example, a goblin and raise them up to a degree that they actually can still be a challenge to even a level 10 party. Also, items. You can make your own items. If you're one of the people that enjoy the superhero kind of thing, you can make a very overpowered item to hand to somebody to just let them hack and slash their way through enemy lines or take down the huge monster with little effort. But also, you can use your homebrewing to make items that are a little bit more subtle, so that way it doesn't break the game. Where the true overpoweredness comes from, though, is not so much like the items or the creatures being not quite rated as maybe they should be, but it's more in the character creation itself. When a person creates a character, if you use the right race and the right class and combine them, they can really like amp up their abilities in whatever it is they're pursuing, which is good. They should be good at whatever it is the class is designated for. But then you add on things like, instead of taking the ability score improvement, you take a feat, and then you keep on building up on that. I think I had a character in one of my games, I think it was like level 8 or something like that, and they had an AC of, I think it was 20, maybe even better. And that to me is a little ridiculous for a character of that level. Now, of course, this is Dungeons and Dragons, so it's meant to feel that way, that you are like a superhero fighting against all odds and being able to come out on top every time. Now, for me personally, I thoroughly enjoy running a game where each fight is thrilling and the group has to work together to overcome the odds, each one filling in for the other one's weakness with their strength, as opposed to in the superhero fashion, each person is like a one-man army and they're just walking through on their own. But that's my opinion, and that's all I have for today, so make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and tell your friends about it so that way they can see the Holy Nerd content as well. Until next time, have a God bless day. We'll see you then.